Hey guys, this is Bill from Linden, Tennessee. Another little update on the Jeep. I'm afraid this one may not be very exciting, but what goes on in this one, or the progress that I'll show on this one, isn't anything that's very visible, but it's pretty important. I guess it's kind of invisible. Let you be the judge. Anywho, I'm using a new Go Viral handheld camera thing my wife got for me, because before I was holding this cell phone with my hand, and anytime I push any button or anything, it would make the thing stop, and I'd have to go back and redo the whole thing again. So we're gonna give this a shot. It's even got a light on the top because apparently some of my videos are dark. Not just my humor, but the content. Maybe not the content, but the visuals. I digress. So yeah, this is how exciting this video is going to be about Jeep stuff. It's going to be me blabbering. So what have we done here? So I've taken the box of wires and stuff that was on my living room floor, and I've moved them into the garage and sort of had them preliminarily set up there. All those wires coming out are the ones that come from well, that they would have normally connected to, like, the Jeep vehicle control unit or the engine control unit and all that stuff. But those are just the extra ones that are sort of hanging out that I could use. Some of them are just from fuses and the fuse block. One of them would have gone back to, I guess, a switch that indicated when you're in four-wheel drive. So that one goes to behind the instrument panel and comes out here in the engine bay. So I can possibly use that for something, a light or a switch, or I don't know. We'll see. But it's there if I need it. Another one is whenever you turn the climate control selector to anything other than off, if you put it on air conditioning or air conditioning recirc, and also defrost, it sends a signal to the air conditioner relay. So I'll actually use that at some point when I make air conditioning happen a long time from now. Yeah, and then there's a couple wires there that I don't really have any idea where they go. The Haynes manual that I have, the wiring diagram, has got some errors in it, and it just takes some trial and error to find that. Those twisted wires right there are the CAN bus wires that the Jeep used originally, and of course I'm going to repurpose those and take all the information from the CAN bus on the Tesla drive unit and take it up to the EVIC display, and also the BMS and the charger will also be tapped into the CAN bus. CAN bus is something that I've basically told you everything that I know about CAN buses. I just told you everything that I know. I don't do that kind of stuff. I'm kind of afraid of electronics, believe that or not. But I don't know. What I'm hoping is that I'll just plug everything up, put resistors where I'm told that they need to be, and it will just work. And that would be great. Got my label maker out here, and God, if there's too much light here, that'll be funny. Got my label maker out and started labeling relays. So the BMS one, that's actually the BMS and the charger, and so what that is, when the ignition comes on, that relay gives power to those devices. Oh shoot, I just lost my light. Well, that's nice. And that's the battery, water pump, drive unit, water pump. I'm going to combine the drive unit and the charger watering systems into one. I think that'll be okay. It's a charger / DC-DC controller, but I'm going to combine them into one watering system. Power steering, drive unit itself. So that drive unit one, that was the start relay originally. So whenever you rotate the key all the way forward, that relay would send power down to the starter solenoid, and you go. But now that relay is going to complete the circuit to the drive unit to say, okay, drive unit, go. Normally you'd have like a push to start button, but that would be cool. But I didn't want that. I just want to get in the car, turn it to start, and go. So then on this side, this is extra wires from all the relays. So those are either the signal wire, which is generally speaking a ground. Sometimes it can be a 12 volt, and then the output from the relay. So that's what those are. And then if we motor around this way, got a box full of stuff from Summit. We're going to touch on that just a little bit, but not right now. On the inside, in the back there, I got my batteries sort of taken apart. I'm going to tear after the tank, the fuel tank battery box. But again, we'll talk about that in a minute. I really wish my light would have worked because now I need it. Anyway, so let's sit in the truck for a little bit. And we got some gauges, huh? That's pretty cool. Let's see, a horn. Do we got a horn? We do. Now, what happens if we turn on the key? Oh my. Look at that. Well, that's kind of funny. For some reason, whenever I put it on start, my emergency brake light comes on. I don't know. Speaking of emergency brake light, down here is where the original emergency brake was. So that I'll just sort of fish down here into my little linear actuator, and whenever it's time for the light to come on, it will. Of course, my EVIC display is sitting there. And the wires that went to my seat belt, I'm just going to take that wire and run it back to the charger. And whenever the charger is on, it'll send a charge enable light, and it'll light up that little dude. It's just a battery indicator. Like, all these little LEDs are fabulous. I got them off of Amazon. There's a couple websites, and they've got about 20 different lights with various things on there. Down on the lower right, that's going to be my fog lights. In the upper right, there we go. Got a high beam, and let's see, left blinker, right blinker. Yeah, that's it. The one on the bottom is reverse. I've got some wires poking out the bottom here. I'll just run that to the switch. I'm going to have a switch for reverse, and that'll give 12 volts to that thing. Now there on the right, on the bottom, we've got our little display for all of our vital stuff. Got a heading and a peak speed, trip meter is going to be important to me because I'll reset that every time I go. This is a GPS speedometer from Autometer, so it's pretty cool. And then of course the EVIC display is sitting there, not doing anything, doesn't have anything connected to it yet, but it will. So my GPS signal picker-upper, I've got run underneath the cowl, and you probably can't see it, but it's right there. I actually got it zip tied to the top of the windshield wiper motor. Next on the list of things to do is this whole box of stuff. Went to Summit Racing and I bought a whole bunch of AN fittings. This is all half-inch stuff. Anytime you're dealing with AN fittings, what AN is, think of it as 1/16 of an inch. So if you have an 8 AN, that's 8/16, so it's a half inch. That's what all these are. This is all half-inch aluminum line. This is all going to be the coolant lines for my water-cooled stuff, batteries and charger and drive unit and all that stuff. Yep, and these are all just ferrules. And now, well, they really get you when you buy this stuff, because you can't just buy like a kit. You have to. So this is the little nut that goes on the flared line, but you also have to buy the ferrule. The ferrule goes on first, and then the nut slides over the top of that, and it all clamps it all together. But you know, what are you gonna do? If you want good stuff, you got to pay for it. And these dudes are little bulkhead pass-throughs. So these will be in the battery boxes, and in an Audi in each of the battery boxes. And then they'll go probably with a flexible line to a hard-mounted hard line on the chassis or on the body. And that's how the coolant will pass through the battery boxes. And battery boxes, we kind of touched on this last time, but I've got this one set up because this is this is the taller ones, and I don't really know how I'm going to do these just yet. Yeah, so probably what's going to happen is I'll have another 1x1 steel here all the way from head to toe, and then I'll just drill and tap some little screws into it. And then let me show you in case you don't know what a screw looks like. And I'll just put the little screw in there, and then that'll just drill and tap and screw into the little uppy downy thing. And then all the lines will cross over and do what they're supposed to. And then from the top, I'll either have a 90 or a straight, depending on how I do it. And then out the side or out the bottom, or I don't know how I'm going to do it, but that's the idea. And that's where all the line, so the water will come in this way, go through, go back out the other side. That is what's on the list next. That's what I'm doing next. I hope to. I also have it on good authority, and I'm waiting on a confirmation again, but I should have some batteries next week. I hope so. I should have some batteries next week in my BMS and my charger, and basically it's going to be Christmas in February. That'll be awesome. So I think that's going to wrap it up for this. I'd like to wish everybody out there a happy Valentine's Day. My wife is currently down in Alabama hanging out with her parents, so no Valentine's celebrations for us, I guess. Anywho, thanks for staying with me. Thanks for watching. And I'll keep you updated and talk to you later. Bye.